put it in very personal terms for a moment, Joe Biden, me, I would settle for a world in which I could worry about the same kinds of things that my parents worried about, in which I only had to worry about the grades my children got in school rather than the drugs they're being exposed to, in which I only had to worry about the prices my wife had to pay at the supermarket instead of fearing that she might get mugged by a junkie in the parking lot as she loads her groceries into the car.
He didn't say this today.
Tonight, I could call my mom just to wish her pleasant dreams, not for the purpose of making sure she's safe in her own home. That's the kind of world I want.
Prescient.
That's the kind of world you deserve. In a nutshell, the president's plan doesn't include enough police officers to catch the violent thugs, not enough prosecutors to convict them, not enough judges to sentence them, and not enough prison cells to put them away for a long time. We disagree with the president's decision to cut back on our previous commitment to protect against drugs coming across the border, to cut the Customs Service, the Coast Guard, and the Border Patrol.
By the way, do you notice how bad his stutter is? I mean, it's just terrible. He's always had a stutter. I can barely understand what he's saying.
We think we should do more to stem the flow of drugs across our borders, and we think we should go one step further. Let's go after the drug lords where they live, with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists.
None.
And they must know it. And we don't have to promise a world without worry or fear. We're not asking for that much. All we have to do together is to keep our promises and stay together. Thank you.
That's part one in this act of the Overton window shifting in real time. Let's go to part two, shall we?
We must create a system that converts the current flow of primarily low-skilled illegal immigrants into the United States into a more manageable and controlled flow of legal immigrants who can be absorbed by our economy.
Interesting.
Let me elaborate.
Please do.
The first of these 7 principles is that illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
What did you just say?
Is that illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
Didn't understand what you said.
Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress on dealing with the millions of illegal immigrants who are here now and on rationalizing our system of legal immigration. It's plain and simple and unavoidable.
What happened? This was 2009? Well, 14 years ago. Wait a minute. 15 years ago. It's amazing how the world can change.
Use phrases like undocumented workers. We convey a message to the American people that their government is not serious about combating illegal immigration.
Testify.
Which the American people overwhelmingly oppose.
Indeed, they do. I'm so nervous that this is actually just AI generated fake video. That, it's impossible that barely 15 years ago, this is what Joe Biden might have been a little earlier than that, but Chuck Schumer, inciting the erection dude, said these things. It still feel I'm watching this and I say, someone's going to tell me that I just fell for an AI generated video and Chuck Schumer never said the exact opposite of what the American government is saying and doing today.
Think it's illegal? You're not going to say it. I think it is illegal and wrong, and we have to change it. Above all else, the American people want their government to be serious about protecting the public, enforcing the rule of law, and creating a rational system of legal immigration that will proactively fit our needs rather than reactively responding to future waves of illegal immigration.
Oh, no, but Viva, don't you see, you bastard? They're not illegal immigrants anymore. Now they're all asylum seekers, coming from Venezuela, South America. They're all asylum seekers. There's no such thing as an illegal immigrant anymore. So therefore the term shall be put into retirement.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally. To the advocates for strong, fair, effective, comprehensive immigration reform, and I'm certainly one, until you
became open border, invade the country so long as we could secure their vote in the future,
that the American people will never accept immigration reform unless they truly believe that their government is committed to ending future illegal immigration. And any successful, comprehensive immigration reform bill must recognize this fact.
Can you understand? It's not dereliction of duty anymore. It is causing a catastrophe to cause your country to be destroyed, period. And it gets worse. I mean, I'm putting this together. It's like, we're watching the Overton window not shift in real time. We're watching it disintegrate in real time. Yeah, listen to this one. Listen to this. This is beautiful. He looks a little different here, but he really looks like Beavis and Butthead here.
Can you scare an employer in this country, whether he's an agricultural worker or a housewife, into not hiring an illegal because the punishment's so high that if you get caught,
yes,
it's a huge embarrassment to your family, and you may just get hit with a fine that'll kill you.
Absolutely, you can, and that's what we should do. Well, I think we should do that
because you can't catch everybody.
You can't. And the last part of this is that the Democratic position also recognized you got 11 million illegal aliens here. They have to have a way to earn their way into the deal. This is an amnesty. They're required to take 11 years worth. They pay a fine. They got to learn to speak English. They got to pass
I like
tests.
the English part.
Yeah.
I like the English part. I think if we want the problems of Canada right now, keep encouraging people to keep their foreign language. English is going to unite this country potentially. It always has in the past.
I can't think of a country that has two languages as their accepted languages that is doing all that well, including Switzerland and or Canada.
It divides us.
Yeah.
Can you scare an employer?
I'll tell you, I can tell you that I disagree with him on Canada, but that's only because they're idiots and they don't actually understand the linguistic dynamic in Canada. But set that aside. That was, illegal aliens. Undocumented. There was no undocumented rubbish. Just imagine what we just saw there. Fines. Serious, comprehensive immigration. You can't have illegal immigrants coming here. You can't treat them the same as those who followed the rules to get here. You can't trust a government that's not hard on enforcing the borders of its country. And where are we today? First of all, look at this demented, he's a demon. He's a demented demon's face. Look at this guy's face. After he doesn't even doesn't say Laken Riley's name properly. And I'm going to get into the Associated Press article after that. Listen to this demonic man now.
I noticed the look of surprise on your face when you walked into the chamber and you saw Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. It was priceless. You feigned shock at seeing her. But during your response to her heckling of you,
we're talking
you
about
used
dead
the
woman,
word
right?
illegal
Who got murdered
when
by
talking
illegal
about
immigrants?
the man who allegedly killed Laken Riley.
An undocumented person. And I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented. And look, when I spoke about the difference between Trump and me, one of the things I talked about on the border was that the way he talks about vermin, the way he talks about these people polluting the blood.
Look at this guy's eyes. Look at it. Just look at these eyes.
I talked about what I'm not going to do, what I won't do. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his view at all.
So you regret using that word?
Yes.
What can you possibly say? I don't want to show them any disrespect. God forbid you should show an alleged murderer disrespect. And I'm sorry, what is the disrespectful part in calling someone who crossed the border into a foreign country illegally an illegal immigrant, an illegal alien? What's the disrespect in that? Don't disrespect me and call me a speeder just because I got a ticket for going above the speed limit. Don't disrespect me and said I broke the law just for breaking the law. You went from hard on illegal immigration, enforcing the laws, making sure our parents are safe so you can call them up and wish them a happy night instead of checking to see how they're doing, to I don't want to disrespect the illegal immigrant alien who allegedly murdered an American citizen. I don't want to disrespect them. Holy cows. And then getting into I know that many of you have already heard this, getting into the SCOTUS debacle, which should be screamed from the rooftops. Dereliction of duty, impeachable offenses, and just overall inhumane immorality.
Political win. He viewed it as a political win for me and a political loser for him.
It's a stutter again. Don't make fun of him.
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really.
Say it. Use that thing, Michigan. I got something here. Lincoln Riley. Twice. Lincoln Riley.
An innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal.
He came out and apologized for having said killed by an illegal. Can you imagine what that must feel like to be Laken Riley's family? And by the way, the button that he's holding up, he doesn't say that Marjorie Taylor Greene gave him that button. He makes it look like he came with that button out of an act of thoughtfulness. Lincoln Riley. Say your name. Lincoln Riley. Killed by an illegal. I'm so sorry I called her alleged murderer an illegal. I don't want to be disrespectful to illegal alien alleged murderers. Please don't cancel me, you tyrannical lynch mobs of the left. Oh, but don't worry, by the way, because he's got the backing. He's got the backing of the legacy media. Associated Press came out and wrote an article. And they wrote in the article, he got heckled by Marjorie Taylor Greene. They said, say her name. He held up the white button and said, Laken Riley. And I nailed them, and I roasted them, and I took to Twitter and said, you guys are the scum of the earth liars. He didn't say Laken, you put it in quotes. He said Lincoln Riley. And then after I put them on blast on Twitter, they deleted the article, they deleted their tweet, updated the article, and added this paragraph of fiction. But he mispronounced her first name, so it sounded more like Lincoln to some. And the GOP critics instantly pounced. It's our fault for noticing that the demented old demon didn't even get her name right. And then we didn't know that this was going to happen the day of, but we could have predicted it a day and a half later, apologizes to the alleged murderer, illegal alien. They added a paragraph of pure fiction to the article because the original didn't say that, and they deleted this tweet. Scum of the earth. I mean, don't call them names. You got to be polite with them. You've got to rationalize with them. You've got to explain to them why they are doing what they know is fundamentally immoral and unconscionable. The Associated Press makes a lie and publishes it, gets called out on it, deletes it, and then adds a paragraph of pure fiction to spin the naked emperor to make it look like he's wearing clothing. Oh no, you see what you were seeing there was not his shriveled up ding dong. That was he was wearing a tapestry that looks just like a shriveled up ding dong. He's not naked, moron. What you see as him being naked, it's a beautiful tapestry. Only the kings of kings get it. Holy hell. Where's my blood pressure machine? Good evening, everybody.